Trauma reflex happens when we've had an injury to one side and we get locked up. So this next sequence is to help release the trauma reflex. All of us have a little bit of it, of all three reflexes. So we're going to have some fun with this for a little while. We're going to work with our hips first. So with your hand, your left arm resting on top of your side body. Push your left hip forward so that you're protracting the hip forward, and then retract that hip back. So just the left hip is going forward and backward. For some of you, this might be difficult at first. You might be asking yourself, what? How do I do that? Do the best you can. So your knees are going to scissor. The top knee is going to go over the bottom knee.
What's the right arm doing?
Right arm is on the floor, resting kind of out of the way. Yeah, or you could rest your head on your shoulder. So just the left hip is protracting and retracting. It's easier if your knees are bent. Bent at 90-degree angles from your hips. So everybody bring their knees up a little higher. That will help you experience that hip rolling forward and backward. So those of you that came in with piriformis challenges and gluteal muscle tighten, we're going to start loosening those muscles now. It's a small movement. Have your eyes closed, nice, Peter. Top hip is just moving forward and backward. So you can bend your knees a little more at right angles. Yeah, that looks good. And then this hip kind of goes forward and back. Yeah, there you go. You probably have never done this before, right? You guys, the only time we do this is when we're walking, but both hips get to do this. Well, people that are freer in their hips, this is what the hips are doing. They're moving forward and they're moving backward. Nice. Nice, Phil. And bend your knees a little bit more. And just let that top knee kind of glide past your bottom knee. You're really fine-tuning your awareness. Nice, Darby. Make sure you're breathing. Some of you are holding your breath because you're learning something new. There you go. Nice. Small, easy movements. Face is relaxed, jaws relaxed. And come back to neutral. Bring your left hand up and over your head. So your left arm is going to cradle your head so you can touch your right ear with your left fingertips. I'm going to ask you to, in this position, roll your left shoulder blade back and your left elbow behind you. And now roll it forward in front of you. And you can engage your core muscles when you bring forward. So everybody's left hand should be cradling your head. And the left elbow is going backward and forward. You see, part of the funness of my job is scrambling your brains. It's just something I really like doing. And I say that lovingly because what I'm doing is I'm helping your brain learn something new. So we get to do all these crazy fun things like we did when we were kids. Nice. Katrina. Looks really nice. I said you're doing a good job. It looks good.
Better this time.
Yeah, see, I told you. So make it pleasurable. What would feel good? You guys, this is yummy. Like, let your body move in a way that feels good. These stretches, these integration movements. Nice, Steve. Feel your ribs. Feel your spine. Nice, you guys. Now we're going to include the upper body with the lower body. So keep your hand behind your head and bring your left elbow forward and retract your hip. Yep. And now bring your hip forward and bring your elbow up and over behind you. And you might find this easier without a pillow or a blanket. It's up to you, I'm not sure. Nice. So one hip goes forward, the elbow goes back, nice and smooth and slow. Yeah, it's kind of a yummy way of twisting. Does that feel good to anyone?
Yes. Yeah.
It can really make it undulate.
Undulating, absolutely. And Robin, only you would know how to do that. Absolutely. Pleasure. What feels good? Make up your own movement. This is more of an integration movement. Nice, Steve. One hip goes back and one arm opens. Take a breath. We're unlocking old patterns of stress in our bodies. Making it easy, making it smooth. A couple more times. Elbow comes back. Nice. Is that okay? Sweet. All right, come back to neutral. Just take a pause. Get soft. Let your body be soft in this nice fetal position. Turn on your side. Same side. We're waking up muscles that may not have been turned on for a while. Anywhere in our body where we've experienced pain and it's muscular related, it means those muscles have been in spasm, a little minor spasm, and our brain forgot to learn how to control that muscle and let go. And so that's why you guys are doing these movements, is you're just helping strengthen the mind-body connection. So let's do a couple of more, working with the trauma reflex. Bring your arm up and over to your head, or over your head so the left fingertips are touching the right ear. Keeping your knees connected like rubber cement. Lift your top ankle to the ceiling and now guide your left elbow towards the left hip. So this is like a side sit-up. Coming down. And when you come down, extend through your elbow away from you and lengthen your side body. And when you come up, shorten your side body. Knees together, top ankle comes in together. And at your own pace. If you want to use your breath, you can exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. And I'm going to invite you to change the angle of how you come up. In other words, you can bring your elbow a little bit behind you and arch your back, and you can get a little bit more of the lower trapezius muscles. Yep. And this is so great for breathing, you guys, because you're pendiculating the intercostal muscles. And some of us are shallow breathers, especially when we're stressed. The muscles between your ribs become in spasm too. So you're creating space for those muscles right now. And another tip is when you come up, so try coming up into a more of a side sit-up. So bring your body forward. There you go. When you come down, you guys, see if you can extend through that top ankle and lift your belly underneath you. And then come up. So lift your ribs a little bit when you... what's that? What's that? So coming up like that. Yep, this is good. Hold it there. And then when you come down, lengthen through your elbow and lift underneath you. Yes. Can you feel how you lengthen the spine then? Yep.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing over here? Is this pretty weird or what? Keep your knees together and take some of the effort out so it's less struggle. Yep. And as you come down, and you can lengthen your side body. Yes. Great. And then when you come up, there you go. Perfect. You guys are doing great. And please rest and lie on your back. Finally, huh? And now you get to experience some of the benefits of your efforts. You can lie down and adjust your clothes so that you're comfortable on the floor. And let's take a little break. Unlocking old habit patterns of holding stress. You just let so much go in the last 20 minutes. So be the witness of how your body feels on the floor right now. Let all the instructions go. Let your ankles flop open to the sides. The upper and lower teeth are separated. Everything is soft and open so the energy can flow without obstruction. Since we've only done one side, I don't know if you can feel, was it the right side we did or the left side?
The light on the right, use the left.
You used the left. So does the left side feel closer to the floor?
Yes. Yeah. It's longer.
Longer on the left side?
Feels more integrated.
More integrated on the left side. The brain loves to learn from contrast, so it's nice to witness these changes. All right, I noticed that most of you have your feet down, so it looks like maybe your lower back released. Is your lower back a little closer to the floor? Yeah. Cool. Very nice. That means that you've just reset the length of the muscle from the brain. So before you get too comfortable, let's do the other side. So please roll over. I promise I'll do an extra long, juicy Shavasana at the end. So rolling over to the other side. And we're going to work first with the hip. So with your knees together bent at right angles from your hip, your left arm, is it right arm? Right arm. Just begin pushing your hip forward and pulling it back. Protraction and retraction. It's a small movement, but just have some fun exploring how can you do that? How can you isolate those muscles of the hip and the lower back? You might want to hold the hip in various positions just so you can really make contact with those muscles that are working to make this happen. Definitely working on the piriformis right now. So for those of you that came in with challenges with the piriformis, you might want to take half the effort out and feather into it. Come back to neutral. Wrap your right arm over your head, touch the left ear, and begin exploring a little bit of a twist. So let your head roll and your elbow roll to the right. And let your head roll on the floor and lean forward and engage your core muscles a little bit. Like come into a fetal position slightly. And then unwind from that and then experience some freedom in the ribs and the latissimus muscle. As best you can, let your head just roll on the floor or on your arm. How about we use the hip now? As you pull your hip back, the elbow and the face and the head comes forward. As you push your hip forward, then the shoulder blade comes back. So you're exploring this moving twist on your side body. Nice pace, Deborah. This is so satisfying to watch you guys just rolling on the floor, exploring how you feel, upper and lower body. Go ahead, keep going. So the hip comes back. And now, there you go. All right. And you're squeezing and releasing the muscles surrounding your shoulder. And you're opening your breathing by releasing the intercostal muscles. Beautiful. Finding a way that moves, that feels pleasurable. Can you bring your shoulder back more? There you go. Why not? All right. You want to pick up the pace just to see if you can, just for fun. But be safe about it. Just a little quicker, pushing and rolling and pushing and rolling. All right. And let's come back to neutral. Back on your side. You're still on your side. And let's do the side crunch. Knees together. Arm is still wrapped over your head. And let's come up into a side sit-up. Knees together. So you're shortening your side body. And as you come down with your head, point with your top elbow away and lift underneath your belly. So you're extending your side body. And you can use your breath just a few times. And then each time change the angle of where you bring your elbow, because you can affect different muscles that way. Eyes are closed, sensing your body from the inside out. Increasing your capacity for a bigger, fuller breath. Couple more times. Nice and slow and smooth. Notice when you lift your ankle, your hip turns. Lengthening. Yeah, beautiful. Looks good. When you feel finished, please lie on your back. Good job. Adjust your clothes so you can be comfortable. Some of you might be a couple of inches taller after this class. Enjoy the benefits of your efforts. Let it all go.